Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
More and more teachers are choosing to step away from the classroom. It's a growing trend that's showing no signs of slowing down, and it could have a negative impact on your students.
Valley News Team's education reporter Veronica Marshall spoke with researchers and local teachers about the trend and has more on how it affects your children.
The camaraderie I have with my colleagues and the relationships I'm able to build with students is probably the most reinforcing thing, and it's what keeps me coming back.
Blake Plankers has been teaching in Moorhead for 6 years, and these days that's rare. Not all teachers find reasons to keep coming back.
Over 70,000 teachers in Minnesota have licenses, but they're not teaching.
It's not enough just to get new teachers in if you have all these teachers leaving.
Teachers are leaving for a lot of reasons, including a lack of preparation and support, stress, and salary concerns. And that turnover can negatively affect student learning.
It takes a lot of time and development and a lot of experience to really become a truly effective educator. It doesn't happen overnight. And so when you have turnover like that, and you're constantly bringing in new people, I think it absolutely can affect the quality of the education that the students receive.
When schools can't find enough fully qualified teachers, there really are no good options. You can hire an underprepared teacher, you could maybe hire a substitute, you could cancel the course and increase class sizes, and it's the students that lose.
When teachers leave, children also feel it personally.
I think that one of the biggest things that can impact a kid that's at risk is having a good relationship with an adult mentor, and so we put a lot of work into developing these relationships with kids, and if that person leaves, then for whatever reason, I think that student's experience at school has been impacted.
But there are ways to keep more teachers in the classroom. Moorhead Public Schools has made teacher retention a priority, and it's working. In the 2016-2017 school year, the district saw only a 4% turnover rate, which is better than the national average of about 8%.
They're, interested in teachers' perspectives, and I think when that communication happens and people are feeling heard, that really helps with their desire to stay in the district and can continue to work very hard for the betterment of our children.
In Moorhead, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Researchers say high teacher turnover rates also affect taxpayers. It can cost districts anywhere from $9,000 to more than $20,000 per teacher who leaves. To find out how much it's costing you, visit our website, valleynewslive.com.
Minnesota's legislative auditor will investigate allegations that child care providers are stealing money from the state's publicly funded child subsidy program. James Nobles tells the Star Tribune his office will explore the scope of the alleged fraud and whether the Human Services Department had adequate controls to prevent it. Nobles added that several lawmakers asked his office to investigate after a news report suggested widespread fraud in the child care assistance program. He said the report grabbed people's attentions with allegations that the fraud is larger than first thought and that the money is going overseas to fund international terrorism. The state's acting Department of Human Services commissioner that none of the publicly charged children child care fraud cases have any connection to dollars going overseas.
The wind continues in the valley, and you get the feeling there might be more rain. Let's find out from Hutch what the chances are tonight. Hutch?
Oh, we have very gray skies, and certainly a cool breeze continues to blow for many, but most of the rain is exiting to the east. The latest satellite and radar shows mostly cloudy skies for everyone, with rain focused in the northern Red River Valley right now. A few in central Minnesota still seeing some scattered showers of rain. It will be dry for the majority of us. It's not been the case the last 24 to 48 hours, with the central Dakotas picking up 2 to 10 inch reports of rain. Here in the valley, a lot of reports of 1 to 2 inches, with very little to the south and east in Lakes Country. The FM area, by the way, here at the station, 1/3 of an inch of rain. North Fargo, 1.2 inches of rain. So the showers are exiting. Temperatures are on their way down, and in fact, there is a frost advisory for parts of Northwest North Dakota. Your hour-by-hour forecast for the weekend includes some wind, but most of us will stay dry. Details in a moment.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A man who was hit and killed by a semi along I-94 yesterday has been identified.
35-year-old William Schneeman from Bismarck is his name. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities say it appears that Schneeman got out of his car after he ran into some barrels near an overpass near Castleton. Troopers say the semi was heading west on I-94 when it approached Schneeman on the road and was unable to avoid hitting him. The semi driver, 36-year-old Sean Peden from St. Cloud, Minnesota, was not hurt.
A mother and son were identified as the people involved in a deadly shooting yesterday in Grand Forks. Police say 55-year-old Kevin Nelson was targeting himself when he fired a single shot inside an apartment near the Burger Time off of Demers Avenue. The bullet unintentionally hit his mom in the shoulder. 72-year-old Carol Glomstead was sent to a hospital for treatment, but is expected to be okay. There was a second shooting earlier in the day, and police believe Nelson might have fired 4 shots, but wasn't targeting anyone. The incident is still under investigation.
A man will spend 15 years behind bars for paying hackers to sabotage websites affiliated with his former employers and state agencies. 47-year-old John Gamble of New Mexico pleaded guilty to federal hacking conspiracy charges. The FBI says the case represents a growing form of cybercrime in which professional hackers are paid to inflict damage on individuals, businesses, and others who rely on digital devices. Gamble admitted in federal court in St. Paul to engaging in a campaign of cyber attacks against at least 36 websites between 2015 and 2017.
3 electrical manufacturing plants in North Dakota are set to close, leaving roughly 125 people without jobs. According to a manager at one of the facilities, the Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lair locations will close their doors on August 1st of this year. The company is based in the metro and produces electrical wire harnesses.
In North Dakota, lawmakers will be considering sports betting in the state. About 18 states are looking at similar legislation after the Supreme Court overturned a ban Monday. Legislators would need to change the state's constitution or change the definition of charitable gaming, which is legal. North Dakota made $6.5 million in taxes from 2015 to 2017 on charitable gaming. Not everyone is in favor of upping the ante. Addiction counselors worry that problematic gambling behaviors.
If those behaviors continue to be exhibited by individuals, the likelihood of it moving into a full-blown addiction is very likely.
A study by the State Department of Human Services found 36% of North Dakotans gambled in the past 12 months.
The Fargo Marathon is a fun time for many in the area, but it also creates some traffic headaches. That on top of construction season just getting underway. Case in point, a section of NP Avenue in downtown Fargo has been closed for much of today. The city shut down 2nd and 3rd Streets North so construction crews could bring in a crane needed for some roof repairs in the area. That area is expected to reopen later this evening. But more drivers will be impacted by the area surrounding the marathon runners and onlookers. Tonight on Valley News Live, we look at some ways you can get around the crowds.
Country music fans are making sure that they'll be there for an upcoming concert in Fargo. Later on Valley News Live at 6, ticket details for the upcoming Toby Keith show.
Up next, 2 people are in jail as police try to end a string of recent car break-ins.